Hello everyone, and welcome back. And today, it's a cozy Tuesday. That's what we're kind of going with and having today. So I got my coffee, I got everything I need, and we're just gonna kind of hang out. We're gonna chat about kind of whatever's been going on and what I've been kind of doing. So I have mainly been trying to work on editing the debut video because oh my gosh, it is difficult. And then I got another video to edit after that, and oh boy, it's gonna take me a bit. But I'm trying to make more videos for the YouTubes, the YouTube VOD, YouTube main channel, because I need to do that more. There's a lot of shorts on there. I know like some people have a clips channel that's literally just for their clips, but I'm like, why do people like separate all of their stuff up into different channels? Because I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't make sense to me, really, because why would you separate all of your stuff up into different channels when you can have it be all on one and have much more of a interesting network of community? Because what, you don't think that people that watch your clips aren't going to watch your fuller videos, and why make a separate channel for them to have to subscribe to and then have to watch those videos on that channel? Like, I don't like having separate channels for everything unless you're like really diversifying yourself. Like, let's say that you want to get into doing music, and you know, you want to keep your music maybe separate from your gaming stuff, then yeah, I could understand making a separate channel just for showcasing your music. But literally making a separate channel for the same content that you make that you could put on your normal channel, I don't understand that. You can make this wonderful thing called a playlist that does the same thing. I think at the end of the day, it's just like multiple revenue streams, I guess, from YouTube. Instead of having it be like one revenue stream, you could separate it up into multiple revenue streams. But even then, you have to get monetized on every single channel, and then you have to make sure that you stay monetized on every single one of those channels. And I think at the end of the day, that would drive me so much more insane. But I think if you're definitely a smaller creator, just focus on having two. Have one as your main, and then have a separate one be your VODs. That's what I did. So I have a VODs channel, I have a main channel that basically has all of my clips, highlights, any edited content just goes on that channel. There might be a time where I might do multi-stream, but the VODs will still end up on the VODs channel just as an archival system. And the main channel might have like live streams on it. Yeah. Again, that's like a future thing. I know that a lot of people have been starting to do multi-streaming right now, and I think that that's not a bad idea or a bad thing to do. Personally, I don't have a big platform on YouTube very much to incentivize me to do streaming on that platform. And the other thing is that I'm still looking into what software is gonna be good for me to use, because I have seen like Meld, yeah, it's called Meld Studio, or is it Meld Live? I forget which one it is, but that one works very similarly to OBS. However, it has built-in multi-streaming. So it's built into the thing. You don't need a plugin or to download anything. It's built right into it, the program itself, which I think is good. I think that that's a good thing. I personally don't want to have to change everything over again to a new software and then having to figure out all of the stuff with that new software. I might play around with it one day, just download it and play with it, just see what it's like to have it and see what I can do with it. However, for the most part, I don't really feel comfortable multi-streaming just yet, and I think it's because I am definitely a smaller creator, and for me, I don't really have a lot of people to be streaming to on either platforms. So I want to focus right now on one and then eventually branch out to another when I can. I have noticed though, with YouTube in particular, that YouTube live streaming just sucks. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but there's very little interaction between chat and the streamer because there's not very much for chat to really do besides sit there and watch you do stuff. Which, again, I don't think is bad. I don't think that that's bad. However, there's no way for me to actually look for live streams unless I follow the person or I've watched some of their content before and their live stream pops up. That's pretty much it. Other than that, you don't know when people are live. I'm gonna be honest. YouTube is just not great for finding people with live streams. It's good to find people, but for live streams in particular, nah. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. That's all I wanted to say about like multi-streaming. Again, I do want to do it. I just think right now I do want to focus mainly on doing live streams and making videos here and there. Again, I have to edit my content myself, and I am not a good editor. I'm good at editing shorts here and there, but editing longer form content, I just hate it. I go in and I do it, and when I'm doing it, I like it. When I'm in the zone doing it, I'm like, okay, I know how to do this, and that. However, there's also just some times where I'm just like, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. Can I like not do this? So there are some times where I feel really comfortable doing it, and there are some times where I don't really feel very comfortable doing it. Again, short content, I've gotten used to it. Longer form content, I need to figure it out more. However, that has meant that I've had to take a back seat a lot on working on my comic. So my comic is currently on an indefinite hiatus. Forever. Which is sad, because I do want to work on it. However, right now, it's so hard. It's so hard because I have to basically do everything myself as a creator. And I'm gonna be honest here, even if I had a job, I feel like this would be 10 times worse. Yeah, right now I'm currently unfortunately unemployed, and no matter what, I can't get a job for anything. I've been applying and applying and I've gotten nothing. So honestly, at this point, I'm just like, if the universe gives me a sign, then I will apply. But other than that, I've just been like, it's really hard to find a job nowadays. To anyone that does have a job right now, congratulations. I hope that you don't lose it. I'm gonna be honest right now. But it does make it a lot more difficult in some cases because I have to spend so much time and investing into making content on so much of a daily basis that I haven't been really able to work on the comic at all, which does make me super sad. But also, I was burning myself out with making the comic too, with how I was doing it. So I guess maybe it's good that I've kind of taken a back seat to it and just kind of want to dedicate myself a little bit more to making more content. And then when I can have a manager or an editor of some sort, then I can basically go, hey, you guys can take care of this, and then all I have to do is do other stuff, and I can maybe start to focus on my comic again. Which I think might be a little bit easier to, like, when I am able to give that burden up a little bit more, then I can probably be able to free myself from my mortal chains. But there is some stuff I'm able to still work on. I'm still able to work on art and other drawings and things like that. And that's what I'm kind of like focusing on mostly. It's just making some videos here and there, posting them up, having some fun. I posted like a highlight that was basically a clip for Pride Month, and I just posted it out because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna post this out. This is so funny to me. I'm just gonna post it. If it gets likes, if it gets views, then fine. If not, well, I don't really care. I'm gonna be honest out here. At the end of the day, you never know with content creation. It is very much a gamble as much as it is understanding analytics. Because you can read through the entirety of your analytics and understand it perfectly and still never be able to understand it. So it's definitely most of the time a very much hit or miss. And I've even seen, like, with some people that kind of hit the mark with making one video and then they make more videos around the similar content, and those videos do not do as well as the first one that they made. And that's like really interesting to me. So I'm not saying that their videos like completely flopped. Like, I think they still did pretty well for the rest of their videos. It's just more of, it's very hard with content creation nowadays because you can't just get on a live stream and do your little happy monkey dance and then leave. You have to then make clips. You have to then edit those clips. Then you have to make a schedule, post those out. Then you have to constantly tell people when you're live. You have to constantly keep marketing yourself. You have to constantly keep putting yourself out there to such an extreme degree that it seems annoying. And it is very annoying, but you need to keep doing that in order for people to see your content. And it's like, it can be very draining as well. It's a very draining exercise to be making content in 2025. This actually was not the stuff I wanted to talk about today, but it somehow ended up becoming that because I talked about multi-streaming. But yeah, content creation, I feel like, can still be fun, but at the same time, there's a lot of anxiety and challenges that it comes with. But once you face those challenges and you get through them, I think that's what pays it off in the end. And at the end of the day, my main thing as a content creator is I want to have fun and enjoyable memories with you all. That's my main thing. I want to be funny. I want to be jokey. I want to also be cozy. I want to be doing cozy streams like this more often. That's why I planned this today. Even though that today I was gonna be finishing up editing my my debut stream, but I was like, you know what? I want to chat with you guys and just talk and just chat. Because I think that for the most part, I don't do a whole lot of chatting streams where I just sit and I talk with you guys. The other thing is too, is that what I'm also trying to do today is learn to puppet my model a whole lot better, because I feel like I suck at that. I just suck at, I just really do. It's not a bad thing to be bad at puppeting your model. By the way, puppeting just means like, you know, me moving around like this and not just staying stationary and talking like this and speaking to you like I am right now. This is not puppeting your model, but like puppeting it like this and trying to move around a lot more. I will say it's starting to make me feel a little bit lightheaded. But also I just want to get better at like talking with you guys, right? So yeah, that's my entire thing about talking about content creation. I will say it's definitely a lot harder for smaller content creators to be doing the big song and dance that a lot of bigger content creators can do. And I will admit this, okay? I will admit this. Being a smaller content creator nowadays demands so much more from smaller content creators than bigger content creators. Bigger content creators are usually able to be mostly self-sufficient, and even some bigger content creators do have jobs, so they can be able to kind of stream or record anything, and then they have money to pay for editors, to pay for clippers, to even pay for managers, so they don't have to really think about too much because they have other people to help them in it. And do you want to know one thing? I've been seeing managers kind of coming out of the woodwork on Twitter, just saying, hey, I'm opening up more slots and stuff like this. And I will say a lot of smaller creators will definitely jump on the bandwagon and kind of be going in here and doing this. I would say as long as that manager does have a lot of people vouching for them, please don't. Like, at least get to maybe see how most of those managers work and have some more talks with them before signing with them, just because you want to get a feel of what they can possibly offer you. And also definitely read contracts thoroughly. A lot of smaller creators don't do that most of the time. So I would say highly, definitely read your contract thoroughly through. And like one manager, meow meow, hi, hello, welcome in. We're just talking about managers and stuff and how I would love to have a manager so that then they could do all this stuff for me. But most managers, I think for the most part, a few of them that I have seen that are opening up slots are pretty good managers. However, there's like one that I've been looking at that I'm like, well, if I ever need a manager, I probably know who I'm gonna go to contact. A manager. Oof, yeah. Yeah, again, like, I wish I had a manager, like he's like a 360 manager. He's like, he basically does everything for you. Like, all you have to do is just make your content, and then he takes care of the rest. Bro, that's what I need. I literally saw this guy. Let me go and look up the Twitter very quickly, because I did save it. I saved it as a bookmark just in case I needed it. Yeah, here we go. So he's like a full round manager, and I was like, oh, this looks like really good. So specializing in scaling. Okay, this is what their thing is written as. This is Vicky VT, if you've ever seen him. I've seen him around. He's pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy. He says, YouTube strategist with 13 years of experience. So that's going to be a really good manager. They said, my goal is to manage all production and analytics of your content. So all you have to do is record your planned videos and I'll handle everything else in the production process. That is what I need, because I just want to focus on creating content. Because what is sucking the joy out of making content for me is everything else. Because you have to do the marketing, you have to be your own merch person, you have to reach out to sponsorships, you basically have to be 20 or 30 different people nowadays in order to make it in content creation. This isn't to say that people that are hobbyists shouldn't be trying it, but as a person that possibly wants to turn this into a little bit of a career for maybe some time, you know, you gotta start thinking. So I will say, I think for the most part, even though that I've been streaming for 4 years now, or like over 4 years, the first 2 years was really more of me being a hobbyist. And these past 2 years, I've really sunk my teeth in a lot more. And actually mostly maybe the past few months, past year, I've really begun sinking my teeth a little bit more in to everything. So that's how it goes, you know. So I've only been mostly doing it for the past few years. Well, maybe past year, like really diving into it a lot more. And I have been able, for the most part, to be growing a YouTube channel of some sort. It's not amazing growth, right? It's slow, but it's growth. Even if I only get maybe a few followers every week, because the thing is this is how many followers that I normally get. This is me not really looking it up, but from what I can recall, I post 3 clips a week. I post it on YouTube, I post it on TikTok, I post it on Twitter, and I post it on Blue Sky. Okay? I don't post anywhere on Instagram or Instagram Reels, just because I even asked Jose, I was like, do you think it's really worth it for me to be posting over there? And he looked at me and he said, no, it's not really worth it. Not for the comments that are left. And I was like, oh, ooh, okay. But if you want to post on Instagram, you know, that's to each their own, right? To each their own. So I schedule out my stuff. So I schedule everything out on my own. And I edit everything out on my own. And I only post 3 times a week. And a lot of people might be like, shouldn't you be posting every single day? If you have more than enough content to where you can basically be posting 1 video every single day, yes, you are going to see growth really quickly, because you're putting yourself out there almost every single day, which is good. However, can you keep that momentum up? And this is like one thing that I really do hate with a lot of advice content is, can you really keep that momentum up? Because I used to do that. I used to post once every day. I remember posting 3 times a day, because that's how I loaded up enough content to do that. But then I ran out of content. I ran out of stuff. So I had to stop doing it for a while. And then I went back to doing it again. And by that point, algorithms had changed. So now they didn't like you doing 3 videos a day. They wanted you to at least do maybe 1 video a day. But now, with how things are, for me personally, I cannot post every single day. I once did, and it literally hard blocked every single video. I had to dispute every single time because it kept blocking it, because it thought I was a bot. So I changed it to a scheduled, like saying, hey, you're gonna be scheduled out, all these clips are gonna be scheduled out here, here, and here, and it's mostly on days when I'm gonna be streaming anyways, right? So people get a little bit of a taste, and then they go, oh, this person has a YouTube, or this person has a Twitch. I'll go over and check that out. And it's like, oh, they're live. Well, I'll sit in here and I'll see how they are, and I'll you know, I like their content and all that sort of stuff. So it does make people move over. However, because I'm scheduling it out, only because I have, because I can keep the momentum of having that scheduled. I can keep it up. I literally have a backlog. I'm not even joking right now. Do you want to know how many clips I have in backlog? I have over 30 clips in backlog right now. Now, if I posted every single day, that would be an entire month. However, let's say I take a break.
Mother, make sure you don't schedule when I'm streaming on OnlyFans. My simps can only watch one queen at a time.
I'll keep that in mind, George. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I can't be streaming when you're on you're on OnlyFans. Oh. But yeah. Well, also hello, Jose. I saw your message. I sent Jose something for it's gonna be for the birthday. It's gonna be for my birthday. I was about to sleep.
I think you meant only frogs.
Yeah, only frogs, not only fans. Different site, different things, different croaks. But yeah. But for the most part, when it comes to clips and edited content, I can keep it up if it's like a scheduled thing. So there's that. Videos are going to be posted whenever I can post them. Whenever I edit them or can post them, I will post them. I literally posted up a video saying Happy Pride, but I posted that on Twitter and on Blue Sky as well. So if you want to go and see that video, you can go see it right now. It's a pretty funny clip from I believe it was last stream's clip as well. I just thought it was so funny that I had to post it up considering it was Pride Month. I couldn't not. I was like, nah, this is too good. This is too good. I gotta post it. I gotta let me make it really quickly and then post it up. So I just did it. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. So yeah. That wasn't a highlight, but eventually it will be like a clip as well that may or, you know, will get posted on shorts as well. But yeah. Oh, you know what? Talking about content creation, apparently TikTok might be going away on June 14th again. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care anymore. I legitimately do not care. I feel like with TikTok, for the most part, I doom scroll too bad. I doom scroll way too much on TikTok. I'm gonna be honest. If it goes away, good. Maybe that's a good thing. It's a good thing for my mental health. But yeah, apparently it might be going away on June 14th. And I'm like, awesome. Very, very nice. Cool. Great. And then I'm like, well, at least I still got YouTube. So, yeah, there's that. And I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know. Every single time that it's come around, like the first time that it was gonna happen, I was like, oh, sad, goodbye. And then I woke up the next day and it was like, oh, it's, okay, you're still here. So, and then it was gonna happen again in April. And then literally everyone's like, oh, here we go again. And then it was fine. There was an extension. And then now it's coming again in June. It's coming out. Or going back. No, it's going back in the closet. TikTok's going back in the closet during June. And then it's going to come right back out the next day. So, if anything, I think it'll be fine. And if it's not, well, if it goes down for a few days, then fine. Okay? Also, Twitter has been on fire so much. Apparently, Twitter was legitimately on fire. Did anyone hear more about that? I don't know. But the reason that Twitter hasn't been working very well, apparently, is because it was legitimately on fire. So, I guess Elon truly is made of hot stuff. Enough to where it can burn his own stuff down. But yeah, so a lot of crazy things happening in the everyday world. But outside of that, we have some fun things to talk about. Let's talk about some fun things. Because we've been talking about content creation stuff. Let's talk about fun things. So, outside of editing my own content and maybe working on some art projects here and there, and especially some projects for my birthday, I'm working on something for my birthday. Yes, there's birthday stuff already being worked on, even though that my birthday is months and months away. But, you know, might as well work on stuff like that. So, outside of that, my mom and I have really gotten into watching. Okay, let me just preface when this came out. Okay. This is a BBC show. No, it is not Doctor Who. Okay, it's not Doctor Who. It's also not Sherlock, before anybody says anything else. However, it is still in the same vein as Sherlock Holmes and the BBC, where you kind of think them two main characters are fruity, but the show never says that they're fruity, but everybody knows that they're definitely fruity. Yes, I'm talking about the show Adventures of Merlin that came out in like the early 2010s. Okay, that show, like, Arthur and Merlin at this point need to kiss. My mother and I, every single day, we at least watch 1 or 2 episodes. We started, I think we started the show a little bit before my 2.0 debut. We are almost done with the show. We are on season 5 out of 5 seasons. We're at the last 3 episodes. I don't know how many episodes we're gonna watch tonight, but we are gonna finish it. And the thing is, I remember when this show came out, and I thought it was a really interesting concept because I was really into fantasy, and I'm still very much into Arthurian legends. I'm very much into that still. I have like a book or 2 on it. Now that might not mean a lot, but I like learning a lot about a variety of different myths and legends, as I've said multiple times before. I do enjoy the mythos and the myths and the legends of other countries. And of course also of my own heritage as well. So I like learning a lot about mythology and stuff. And it helps me. It influences my writing and what I want to write about and create and things. So yeah, it's very good. It's very good to get a lot of influence from a lot of different places. And with the show Merlin, I was like, this is good. Why did I ever drop this? Now, I did start watching Merlin a few years back. However, I ended up dropping it. I don't remember really why. I think I just got busy with university or school or something. Because I think around the time I was in high school at the time. Now, I wasn't in high school when the show was coming out. I think I was younger than that. However, I had Netflix, and Netflix had the show, so I was watching it on Netflix. However, I ended up dropping it. I think I ended up just watching animes and stuff like that. However, my mother and I got Tubi, and Tubi is free, completely free to sign up for it. Yes, it does have ads. However, you can pause the ads, and the ads aren't really that intrusive. Like, it actually tells you and warns you, like, before the ad is going to happen. It'll pop up saying, in like the top corner, saying, hey, ads are gonna play in about 10, 9, and it like counts down, and then immediately once it's 0, the ad plays. So that's really good. It also mostly does it does try to not do it during action scenes. However, sometimes, you know, it does end up getting in an action scene, but for the most part, it really doesn't, which I think is good. So my mom and I have been enjoying using Tubi. We don't have to pay for it, and the ads aren't really that annoying. However, my mom is becoming a little bit mad at it's basically the same 3 ads. For some reason, it's always like 2 different law firms and maybe a medicine, maybe like a pharmaceutical ad. Or it's Aldi. It's an Aldi ad. So it's like lawyers, Aldi, and then back to Merlin. Yeah, but my mom and I have been enjoying the show. I you know, we want to watch something together every now and then, and I think that this has been really nice to just kind of relax after a long day and just kind of sit together and enjoy watching a show together, because for the most part, my mom and I don't really go out much. We are very much homebodies, so us doing this was very nice and just relaxing for us both. And we've been having fun, you know, every once in a while I'll say, like, I'll come out with a nice one-liner or whatever during the show. Or sometimes my mom will not remember something, but I do, so I remind her of like all the different things of like, how did this happen, or this, and this is how this connects, and oh, now this makes sense. So we've been kind of like seeing how everything connects, and right now we're getting near to the last 3 episodes, and honestly, the one thing that I'm like, finally, now we get to understand why the ending is gonna be the ending that it is. However, I want to see how they change the ending, because the thing is that even though that Merlin is based off of Arthurian legend, it's not completely, it's taking its own twist, which, by the way, Arthurian legend, if you want to know anything about Arthurian legend is like the biggest hardcore fandom rewrites ever. Everything gets rewritten. Every single time that you read Arthurian legend, something has changed. I'm not joking. The Round Table Yeah, that was added in. Excalibur never existed in the original. Sword in the Stone, Lady of the Lake, yeah, that wasn't there in the original Arthurian legends. Those things were added in. And by the way, you never have the Lady of the Lake and the Sword in the Stone at the same time. It's either Lady of the Lake or it's the Sword in the Stone. However, I do like with Merlin kind of how they've gone around or gotten to incorporate a lot of the big things of Arthurian legend and incorporate them together. Oh, also, big spoilers for Arthurian legend. There is some Arthurian legends that say that Merlin had a little bit of a crush / love interest with the Lady of the Lake. And it's nice that they kind of introduced that in some sort of way or fashion. I think that that's cute. So, yeah, that's like a little bit of spoilers for the adventures of Merlin, that they have that in there. But it's interesting. It's interesting how they incorporated a lot of these different legends. And by the way, Morgana was never evil in the original. Actually, I don't think Morgana was there in the originals. She just came in eventually as like kind of a side character to help Merlin and Arthur. And she wasn't evil. And then they made her evil. And then they also made Mordred. And then Mordred is confusing. So in some Arthurian legends, Mordred is actually the child of Morgana and Arthur. But then they started making Morgana be Arthur's half-sibling. So then Mordred started getting a little bit, whoa. But there was also other Arthurian legends that made Mordred just like separate from Morgana, and that he was just like a separate person. And Morgana like influenced him in some way. Or they ended up like working together because both of them ended up hating Arthur or something like that. So, and you know, the death of Arthur came from Mordred, and that stuff was added in later. Also, Lancelot was not there in the original. He was added in. So everyone's favorite character, Lancelot, yeah, he wasn't there in the original. He got added in. So that's very interesting as well. So there's a lot of characters that got added in later on into the mythos of Arthurian legend. So that's why Arthurian legend is just so confusing, because it is the biggest fandom rewrites ever. Everything that is like weird about it has gotten added in some sort of way or fashion or form. But again, I love how the BBC made Adventures of Merlin kind of reference all of those different Arthurian legends. And by the way, Morgana was a high priestess of the old religion. However, again, she was never evil originally. They made her evil because people rewrote her to make her evil instead of I'm trying to remember. Kind of just a person there, you know. They gave her more character by making her evil for some reason. It's like, yes, how do we add more character to this woman? I know, make her evil. But yeah, I'm super excited to be getting to the end of it. Now, while we have been watching, our dog, Leia, has also been watching with us because she just chills out wherever we are. Actually, I'm surprised that Leia isn't here right now. Usually she would be chilling with me, but she's not chilling with me today. Some streams she does, and some streams she doesn't. However, during one of the times we were watching Merlin, we were just kind of like watching and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, it pauses, and I was like, what? And I look over, and Leia has crawled over and sat down, and when she sat, she pushed the pause button. So my mom and I were like, well, I guess it's break time, So my mom was like, I'm gonna go get tea. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a shit. And we got up and we went our respective ways. It was so funny. I was like, wow. Leia was like, hey, I kind of know that you guys probably need to do stuff, so I'm gonna pause it for you so you can go and do the thing that you need to do. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, that was like a funny little thing. But I've just been watching it so much. I understand why a lot of people love this show. I'm kind of sad that the show, in a way, has kind of been lost to time a little bit. I feel like when I post up about it, not many people remember Merlin. Again, well, then again, the show got 5 seasons. It went up until 2012. The 5th season came out in 2012. So, honestly... Hello? Oh. Hi, pupperinos. Right as I was talking about the doggo. Hi, puppy. Anyways... I've been really enjoying it. I think it's a great fantasy, you know, of course, because it's the early 2000s. It doesn't have really great CGI or anything like that. It mainly sticks with very much practical effects, which I think is good. I think that it's good that it stayed within practical effects. I think that a lot of TV shows nowadays just don't do it. And because of that, I feel that there can be some disjointedness between the actual live action happening and the CGI stuff. So I'm glad that they didn't really use much CGI. The amount of CGI that they normally use is maybe for some monstrous creatures, which yes, they do kind of look kind of bad, but you have to remember, like, this was like early 2000s CGI. It was not good. But for the time, it was like great. And the dragon, they have like a dragon in it. They have 2 dragons technically. That's a little bit of spoilers, but they have 2 dragons. So both of them use CGI. I think like over the years though, the CGI does get better. I have noticed that. It did get better. I think it's just because it got more of a budget, because people were really enjoying the show. So it ended up getting more money and more of a budget to actually make it. And also advancements at the time with CGI was getting better. So people could be able to do more CGI stuff, which I think, again, absolutely great. But if you have Tubi, or if you want to get Tubi, I highly recommend that you do, and go and watch Adventures of Merlin. Not Merlin's Apprentice. That's a different show. However, I do want to go and watch that. Now, the thing is when I was looking around on Tubi, the other thing I found was a series I had not seen in such a long time. It was a mini-series. However, it was a mini-series of movies. So each movie was like its own thing. However, it was like supposed to be a mini-series. I don't know why on Tubi it's not all together as like a little series. However, I feel like I'm gonna age myself when I talk about this one. Does anyone remember the show The Librarian? Okay, there was a show of it. I do remember that. However, there was a revival of it, I believe, with a mini series. And I'm gonna be honest out here. I highly recommend that you should check out that as well. It's really funny. If you liked the show Warehouse 13, this was the origin of Warehouse 13. Like, the librarian walked, so Warehouse 13 could run. And again, a lot of it is based off of legends and mythos. It's back. They're advertising it on TNT. Wait, what? Wait, what is back? The Librarian or Warehouse 13? Which one? Cause bro, I've been talking about I want Warehouse 13 back so much. That show was good. It did get weird a little later on with some seasons, but that show was good. That was a good ass show. That was just like, I loved Warehouse 13. It was, you know, Warehouse 13 definitely, I feel like, opened me into a can of worms of just liking the weirder side of the internet. And I think just a lot of these shows slowly went from like mythos, led me into conspiracy theories a little bit, and then, you know, analog horror on YouTube. That's the pipeline. That was the pipeline for me. Librarian, Warehouse 13, analog horror on YouTube. What's more to like? The librarians, the next chapter? Wait, what? I need to look this up. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh! No. Wrong show. No, this isn't the right show, I believe. I don't think this is. Oh no, it is! Wait. No, but it wasn't called The Librarians. It was just called The Librarian. Yeah, it was just The Librarian, not The Librarians. Yeah, The Librarian was, so they were like 3 movies that were all put together. And then I guess, and then they had The Librarian. So what, this came out, I'm trying to like, so Librarian like series, like little mini series that they had, came out in the 2000s, like early 2000s. Bro, I was young when this I was young when this stuff came out. I was a child. Goo goo gaga, like. And then The Librarians, it looks like came out, when did this come out? And when did this come out? Okay, in 2014. And now we're getting The Librarians, the next chapter. Okay, but is this... Oh, it is okay, no, I'm dumb. I just didn't read the stuff. I am being sent things. I'm being sent things. Oh my goodness, what is this? Hold on. Oh, it is. Okay, no, I'm dumb. I'm just dumb. Hold on. So The Librarians, crewed by TNT's the popular Librarian trilogy, this series introduces new members of an ancient group protecting mythical artifacts hidden below the Metropolitan Public Library. Yeah, that was what was so funny. It's like, it was saying that the Metropolitan Public Library had like a whole entire thing underneath it. Oh my gosh. I need to, okay, well, after I watch The Librarian, I'm gonna watch The Librarians. Apparently there's 4 seasons. Bro, this thing had 4 seasons. Okay, I will say this much. If there ends up being a bunch of panky, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because that's never what The Librarians was about. I don't want it to be Grey's Anatomy. Oh, guys. Oh my gosh. There's a show in here I just remembered. I'm so sad I only had 1 season. Thank my job and the endless TNT TV loop. Oh my gosh, really? You have reawakened something in me that I haven't felt since a child. Well, I know the next series I'm gonna binge. I know what I'm binging next. Well, that's on the to-do list. I feel like I need to watch everything. Ash J, I used to say that I got paid to watch TV. I do remember you telling him that. I do remember you talking about that. That's so fun. Why do they play that all the time for you? That's so weird. Like, out of everything, TNT for some reason. I mean, I guess TNT does do a lot of movies and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. But this is reminding me. Have you guys ever heard of okay. So you know how some people go on to game shows and stuff like that? Sports are... that makes sense. Yeah, sports are on TNT. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, but hold on. Do you guys remember how there's like survivalist stuff, or like, you know, survival, what is it, like Survivor and stuff like that, which is like reality, like TV show kind of stuff, but it's like a game show as well. Well, there was a show, and I was like, if they ever do casting for it, that they want people to enter into it, I'm entering into this show. I would 100% enter into the show. It was a show called The Quest. Basically, it was a show for LARPing. I'm not joking. They gathered a bunch of nerds and literally had them become warriors. Quest? No. The Quest. The Quest. Here, let me open this up really quickly because I have to read you the synopsis of what this thing was. So, okay, so there's two different versions of it. All right. So there was an adult version and there was a Disney Plus version. So the original version was a bunch of adults that were brought onto the show. They were all nerds, and they had to face against like certain things. Of course, most of it is basically like all scripted, you know, it has actors and all of that sort of stuff, right? But I'm sad that the only thing that is being shown here is the Disney Channel show, because this wasn't what it was. It was a reality TV show, but it was adults. Now it's like teenagers. They had like a bunch of teenagers do it. The adults, basically, it was like a full-on LARPing sesh for like a whole week. And of course, you know, you would be eliminated if you didn't complete the challenge, blah, 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 blah. So there's certain challenges, and all the challenges were revolved around going on the quest. All different kinds of quests to get to the end quest. So that was really fun. I will say though, the quest that you can now find that's on Disney Plus is not the original. That was not the original. That is a remake, and they made it with kids. Oh, apparently it got removed from Disney Plus, so you can't even watch it if you wanted to. Good. But Quest. Let me see what Quest is. I like how we're just going through shows right now. Let me see. What is this? Oh. Quest. It's a TV show? Is this like a reality TV show? In the early 21st century, mankind colonized the oceans. The United Earth Oceans organized endless captive. I feel like I've seen this. I feel like I've seen this. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. Oh my gosh, the CGI. Well, to be fair, it was made in the 90s. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. I don't think I've seen everything of it, but I feel like I've seen this. Look up Jonathan Madison. If you watch this show, then you remember him. Okay, no. I'm literally like looking at it right now, and they have like a little like few clips of this, and I don't remember the actors or anything like that, but I feel like I remember the sets. I don't remember faces and actors, but I do remember sets for some reason. I'm so weird. I'm so weird. I like looking at the area around me. I don't like looking at people. Story of my life, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I do feel like I remember seeing this. I have seen Waterworld, to be fair. The actor was supposed to be Anakin Skywalker, but oh, that got dark. Oh no. Well, Sequest. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out one day. I was almost gonna read that all aloud, but then I was like, oh, I don't know if I can say that. Imagine the timeline, bro. The timeline would have been whack, man. I mean, the timeline's already whack. Have you seen that there's like, what was it? There was like, I know this was a few weeks back, but whatever happened to the 100 men against a gorilla? What happened? What happened with that? Did that actually happen? Or was it just a joke? And then people took it too far. There's also some other stuff on about animals and things, and I don't think I can speak about that. I think I might break TOS if I did. I'm just gonna say this much. If you want to, and you're over the age of 18, you can look up about, what was it called? Bonnie something. I forget what it's called. Maybe it's good. Maybe I should shut up, not talk about it. You know what we can talk about? I've been trying to get my mom into anime. I've tried multiple times to do it. And for some reason, what really hooked her in was My Happy Marriage. For some reason, that anime hooked her in. So, it is what it is. We watched all of season 1. Oof, terrible story. What do you mean? My Happy Marriage isn't a bad story. I don't think it's bad, but I do think... Okay, no. No, she's not gonna like the way of the house husband. And I know immediately. You want to know why? Because of the damn cat. Because of the cat. Because, you know, the cat still has his manhood intact. And then there's like a scene... There's like a scene about them going to the vet and getting the balls off. So, like, yeah. No, she's not gonna like it because of that. Look, there's only a certain amount of things that my mom likes, and it's very hard to find what it is. I tried to get her into Apothecary Diaries. It was very hard. She didn't like it. She was not interested. So, yeah. Again, my mom is weird, so I'm gonna try other things. Ancient Magus Bride, well, okay. It has to be on something we already own. And I believe Ancient Magus Bride is not on any service site that we have currently. So I don't think that she would like Ancient Magus Bride. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I hate Ancient Magus Bride. I hate it. I don't like it. No crunch. No, of course. I'm not paying for Crunchyroll. Ew. No. Crunchyroll can get out of here. No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't like Crunchyroll. I hate it. Too much like Twilight? No. No, that's not why I hate Ancient Magus Bride. I just don't like it. I don't know. I just didn't like the story. I didn't think that any of the characters were interesting. Like, the main character is basically like boo-hoo. Like, literally her entire storyline is just, oh well, boo-hoo, okay? Every single episode, it just feels like there's a part of herself that just continues to remind you of how traumatized this character is. I'm like, thank you. I don't need to remember how traumatized this character is every single day. However, I will say this much. That opening, though, that opening music, though, that's all it has going for it, in my opinion. I know season 2 is definitely better. However, again, the entire show is just, how can we traumatize the main character even more? And I'm like, why? Like, and then they remind you of how traumatized the character is already. And it's just like, look, if I wanted to watch a show about people being broken in half, I might as well just go and watch Berserk instead. And Berserk is way worse. Like, again, these are my own opinions. I feel like if I also talk about other anime that I don't like, I hate Attack on Titan. I hate the story. Characters and the world, fine. Story sucks. Okay? I know I'm gonna get ratioed for that. The story of Attack on Titan sucks because they change. I'm trying to remember. They change what exactly the point of the story is every single time. And they also change the origin of how the Titans were made. Almost every single chapter, it feels like there's just another origin story to how the Titans were created. And I'm sorry, that is a terrible story to me. If you can't be able to understand what your ending story is and making it cohesive enough between the beginning to the end, I feel like when I first started watching Attack on Titan and what it was, and then it completely changing to an absolutely different story at the end, like, and yes, stories do need to change over time. However, it felt like I was watching a completely different show at the end. I was like, okay, this isn't the same. It's just a different story. At least it's not, this is my opinion. Yeah. Again, I also think the other thing that I think really held it back a lot was, I do believe that this was the mangaka's first ever story publication. So I guess, you know, they did have some inexperience. So I can understand that. I think it was just like their major, like, first big publication. So, and honestly, I'm not surprised that the ending ended the way that it did and everyone hated it. I'm not surprised, because literally the story changed so goddamn much that they didn't know how to finish it, right? And I think, like, with my comic and story and everything, I kind of really want to focus on really making the script and making it solid from one end of it to the other. And honestly, I might redo my entire comic. Yes, it is probably going to get redone. The reason just being is because I'm, like, looking back at it now and I'm like, I feel like I could do better, so I might just redo it entirely. Not completely, but for the most part, I kind of just want to redo it. rework it out, you know, make it a little bit better. But yeah, those are my opinions. Those are my opinions on anime. Oh my goodness. However, other than watching shows and maybe reading stuff, actually, you know what I have been reading? So
PSST. It's called the remastering.
yes, I'm remastering my comic. I'm gonna remaster it. Now, funny enough, I have been trying to read more manga recently. And a manga that I found, okay, I was looking for a different manga, but then I found this one. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my tracking really quickly. There we go. Alright, so one of the mangas that I found, and I did show this off during my debut as well, it's a manga called, okay, first off, this is based off of a light novel, I believe, because of how long the title is, but it is being remade into a manga as well. It says, it's called, Hi, I'm a Witch, and my crush wants me to make a love potion. I'm not joking, that is the title of it. And it is definitely a really sweet and cozy romance. I really am enjoying it. I only have up to volume 4. However, I do believe that there are more volumes out, and I need to get more. I need to go and grab Jose and drag him to Barnes and Noble, or I need to drag my other friend to Barnes and Noble, and I need to go and buy. I need more manga. I need more reading. I am being deprived of reading. I haven't been reading very much. But when I do read manga, or I read like dame novels and other things. Sometimes I do read like other books. Like I do need to get the second book for Iron Widow, which I don't remember what that one's called. And I am reading through I Strahd, and I'm reading through, or after I finish I Strahd or whenever I want to, I am reading Circe, which is made by the same person that wrote The Song of Achilles. So I do read books as well as reading manga and anime. I will say, for the most part, I've actually stopped reading webcomics. I think the reason that I stopped reading webcomics is because there's a lot of like slop on Webtoon nowadays. I'm not saying everything is. There's some amazing Webtoon creators and Tapas creators that I'm just like, yeah. You're reading doesn't have to matter. How dare you? Look. I'm reading it for science. I'm reading it for science, okay? I also have Dracula, but I've tried reading through Dracula, and I couldn't. I liked Frankenstein more. Frankenstein was more enjoyable. Maybe I just like more of the weirder stuff. Apparently Dracula isn't that weird to me. Actually, another book I want to read is the story for that is the basis of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You read those ones. There's a lot of books that I want to read that I just haven't read yet, or haven't gotten the chance to read, or I picked them up and then I never read them. Or half read them. There's some that I've half read. Try Camellia? Oh, that one? Oh, okay. it's a lady vampire. Maybe that might pique my interest a little bit more. Who knows? Women pique my interest way more than a older man. Well, it is Pride Month, so I wouldn't be surprised. Drinking some water, because my throat be getting dry. Man, I do want to like find more stuff to read, but it's like I gotta finish the stuff I'm currently reading. And I'm gonna be honest, my days have consisted of me waking up, editing content, going on walks with my dog here and there when she needs her walks, and then relaxing and watching Merlin, and then literally going to bed. Well, I do also shower, but then I go to bed. That's how my day has, those are how my days have been. Honestly, after I'm done editing this one video, I might take like a week or two off from editing a video and then work on the next video that I want to edit, which is my first video in me playing through Elden Ring. And that one I might just make like a short highlight compilation. To be fair, I mean, the 2.0 video is also basically a highlight compilation, if anything. But that one was But hey, you know, I got an hour and 40 minutes video down to like 15 minutes, which is pretty good. That's pretty damn good, honestly.
Mom casts prestidigitation.
What? Oh, yeah, I need that. I do need that. I need to be like multiple people, man. I need one to be like to get good at editing clips, and then I need another person to clip all the stuff, and then another person to make the YouTube thumbnails, and then another person to do like marketing and stuff like that, and then another person to make all the scripts, and then I just do all the recording content and then just post it out. Another person to be making the comic, right? Or no, a few people to make the comic, you know, have a little team. Honestly, that's how most comics are now made. Most webtoons are, or even like comics like nowadays, for the most part, are made by at least like 2 or 3 people. And I'm like, cry is my one person only. Yeah, it's hard, but you know, I do find enjoyment. You know, when I think about it, I don't want to do it. But then when I'm actually sitting down and doing it, I'm like having the time of my life. It's really weird. That's how a lot of activities are with me. It's like I don't feel like doing it, and then I sit down and I'm doing it. And I'm like, I'm working. I'm doing nothing. Da 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 da. And that's kind of how it goes. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. My brain just brains weirdly. But yeah, it does feel like most of the time it's just you need like multiple people so you can actually enjoy yourself and have some time to yourself. But I try to make time to myself. Da 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 da. Oh. So I've been going on a lot of walks more. I've been walking a lot more. I've been trying to go out and touch grass. Yes, I know. However, I don't really get out of the house much except for going to the grocery store or when I need to go out for doctor appointments or anything like that, or to walk my dog. So I've been walking her a lot more, and I've decided on also being very much unplugged as well. That just means that I don't have earbuds in when I go for walks. I try and not listen to any music. I even try and leave my phone at home sometimes, just because I want to be disconnected from the internet. And it has helped with some things. And I've noticed that on days when I'm online or on the internet or watching a bunch of YouTube videos or stuff like that, I have noticed that my mentality just really goes down on those days compared to when I'm off of it. But then there's also like when I'm off of it, it's like, you know, you just kind of want to be on it. And I'm like, ooh, is this what addiction is? Because I feel like it is a little bit. So one way of how I am trying to break myself from it is, one, not having listening to ASMRs at night to try and go to sleep. Try and not do that and just put everything away and just sleep. And another way of how I do it is the computer goes off at 7 o'clock. You know, if I'm playing like a game or something like that, maybe I'll stay a little bit later, but like for the most part, shut down computer at a certain time and just turn it off so you're not on a computer anymore. And then another time is walking. And I take my dog out for pretty long walks now. I'm trying to just do more walking in general because I mostly am sitting at home all day. So going outside, walking, actually exercising is very helpful to me. I also do at home exercising. Sometimes I skip a week and that's really bad. But I've been mainly exercising my back and my arms, and I have some weights. I do some at-home exercises here and there just to kind of get my body up and moving a little bit here and there when I need to. And then, of course, going on at least 20 or 30 minute walks, which means by the end of the day, I have maybe done about over an hour or almost 2 hours of walking, which is good. That's more than a normal average person does nowadays. And again, it's mostly for my mental health as well. Just going out, being unplugged, looking at the world, just unplugged thinking about what I need to think about, what I want to do. And it's been relaxing. And I've even been thinking of taking myself on like mini dates where I just go out and do something. However, I don't really have a lot of money to go and do that with, so can't do those right now. But I have been thinking about, there's like a few parks around me, and just walking to a park and just chilling there. Of course, I'm gonna bring my dog, you know, so she gets a nice walk. Go out there, just sit, enjoy, maybe draw, sketch a little bit, and then walk home, right? And it's like something easy that I know I can do and just have fun and enjoy things. And taking a moment to just enjoy life. I think that's also why I want to do more of these chatting streams as well, because they are a little bit low maintenance and I don't have to really think about too much besides just sitting here and talking with you guys about whatever. Now, there is a funny story that happened when I was walking when I was going on these walks. Is I was walking my dog down a particular area, and all of a sudden a ant landed directly on my boob. I don't know why. I guess it just landed there, and it was walking around, and I was like, oh, okay, like, blow you off, like, get off of me, get away. And it fell down further into my bra, and then I felt a pinching, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down, I opened up my shirt, and the stupid ant was biting my boob. So my poop got bit by an ant while I was walking the dog. Because I just wanted the ant to go away. I just wanted him to go away, to fly off, because it had little wings. And instead it went right in and it bit me. And I was like, really? Bruh. Why? Why me? There was another time I got chased by a fly. Because for some reason, I guess the fly, or maybe it was a bee, I don't remember, but it was something that was really buzzing around my ears. And it wouldn't leave me alone. So I had to run down the block in order to get away from it. I'm not joking. This thing followed me for like at least 30 feet. And then I just had to book it. And then it finally left me alone. I don't know what it is with bugs and trying to antagonize me. I bet it's order. I bet it's 100% my brother just antagonizing me in some sort of way. I blame him. He's the owner of all bugs anyways. I blame my brother. One time I ran to a rodeo and I went and came back to my place with a sand crab / flea inside your blouse. Oh my gosh. Freaking hate sand crabs. Oh my goodness. I hate sand flies. There was a time when I was on vacation and the sand flies were okay. I didn't know when they cleaned the beach, but Jose and I wanted to go. Jose and I went on this trip together. We went down to the beach and there was just nothing but sandflies. Bro, the sandflies were so bad that year. It was terrible. We tried everything to stay away from sandflies, but no matter what happened, no matter where you went, you would get sandflies. Your only option was to literally just be in the ocean. I'm not joking. That was the only way to get away from them. Because they were like everywhere. It was obnoxious. And everyone kept walking by and kept saying like, how are you out of the sand flies? And every single time that somebody came by and asked that, there would be a wave of sand flies that went around us. And they were like, oh, never mind. And I was like, yeah. Oh my goodness. Holy snapperoonies. But yeah, that's how it normally is. Also, there is an ad right now, so I'm going to sit here and I'm gonna drink just a bunch of water. Because I'm taking a break from talking. Oh my gosh. I don't know how some VTubers, again, can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Like, how you guys do it is beyond me. But I'm trying to get better at it. That's why I'm trying to do these just chatting streams mainly, is because I want to get better at chatting with you all. And I know there's plenty of people that are in subs that are... Oh wait, I have a question. Okay. So for people that are in the subs right now, that have Prime subs, is it true that with a Prime sub that sometimes you can't sub to certain channels? Because apparently that's happening. And I'm kind of worried that it might happen to mine. That you might have to pay for a sub. Because I understand that most people have Prime. Even I have Prime. I just haven't hooked it up. Honestly, I do want to get rid of Prime though, because my mom and I just don't... Still good so far? Yeah. I just heard about that and I was like, oh, that's like really, really bad. There's also like a lot of other things that are happening right now with Twitch, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. If Twitch wants to burn, Twitch will burn. If Twitch doesn't want to burn, then they need to do stuff to fix it now. Honestly, it's because of them I had to change my VTuber model up a bit. But you know what? I like how this VTuber model is right now. I like it. I like how it is. It's so nice. Love it. Baby beans. Yeah, but I am, speaking about models, I am cooking up a new model. I started cooking today, and maybe I'll finish it today, making it. Because it's a model I can make in a day. Hello everyone, and welcome back from ads. I was just talking with the subs about, Prime sub people about some Prime sub stuff, but, yeah. Which apparently Prime subs are not working on certain people's stuff, and I was like, oh, I hope that that's just a bug, and not something that they're going to continue to do. Oh, also, apparently they're going to be adding in, okay, I don't like this, but I like it. They're going to be adding scrubbing into where people can watch the video back. You know how some people, when they do YouTube Prime, or not YouTube, when they do a YouTube premiere and they do I'm trying to remember, not a YouTube premiere, and YouTube live streams, how you can kind of go back and rewatch the video from that certain point. Apparently, they're going to be doing it on Twitch too. However, some people have been saying that it's only for Twitch Turbo users, which is basically like YouTube Premium, but not as good. And trying to remember, and Prime subs, or not Prime subs, but subs. So like normal everyday people can't do it, which I hope that's not the case, because that's kind of weird, because I want to, there's sometimes where people say stuff and I want to clip it from their stream, and then it's like, oh, it's too late, like I'm past the point, and it's like, damn. So yeah, I don't like that very much. So I hope that that's not gonna be the case. I hope that it's gonna be for everybody, because that'd be a lot nicer than basically me having to sub to everybody's channel in order for me to go back and clip their stuff. Like that, as much as yes, I would love to support my friends and stuff like that, it's like I shouldn't have to do that in order to just access that feature. I think for the most part, you know, at the end of the day, I also hate this. Like, a lot of people are like saying like, well, Twitch is losing so much money. And I'm like, look, if you're in the live streaming business, you're gonna lose way more money than you're gonna make more money. The only reason that Twitch is staying afloat right now is because of Amazon. Cause that's it. And Amazon knows that they are making something from it, you know? At the end of the day, that's just how it is. But again, I might, you know, push myself out to doing live streaming on other places. I just don't know what software to use yet. I'm still like investigating it myself, because again, I want to be in a good position if I'm going to be doing that, because for the most part, you know, I don't have a lot of viewers on here, and then it's like, oh, I'm not gonna have a lot of viewers on there, and then it's like, how good is the growth? Am I gonna get growth? How are we gonna do growth? You know, you gotta like be doing that sort of stuff. So it's always quite an interesting thing. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. Oh, and other news. Okay, so in some bigger news, because I want to talk about this a little bit. Monster Hunter finally made an announcement, my guys. We are getting the title update 2 the end of this month. I'm excited. I am very, very much excited. Also, another thing that I haven't done that needs to get done is I need to submit my submissions to the pendant and weapon contest. And I did look into it more. I can submit a weapon and a pendant as long as I put them into the entries that they need to be. So if I'm doing a pendant, I will make one post for the pendant and I will make another post for the weapon. So we will have that split up. And I keep forgetting to post about it, and I should probably do that later today or tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow for sure. So if anyone wants to remind me to do that tomorrow, please do, because that's also why I need a freaking manager to remind me to post that shit I need to post, because oh my gosh, I forget every single damn day. But anyways, I'm excited that is coming out soon. I'm gonna be super happy about that. We are definitely going to probably just be playing Monster Hunter. It's gonna be streams come out and it's just Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter. I gotta get the Monster Hunter grind on, man. You gotta grind on them monsters. Okay. Well, I mean, that's one way to fight the monsters in Monster Hunter. Especially because in this title update, it specifically says monsters, plural. It's plural. It's plural, my boys. It's not just a monster. Like, we got one monster for the Title 1 update, which was the Mitsukuni. Nah. We're getting more. And the other thing is, too, is that I've been eyeing up the current bargain deal for Monster Hunter Stories. Playing the first stories and also the second one, and I'm like, bundle those two up and maybe play those maybe as well. I think that it would be fun to go back and play them, because that's another thing that I kind of want to do, is I want to go back and play a lot of the original games, just because I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun playing all the different Monster Hunters and kind of just test out and see what they're like. We don't have to get to the end game. It could just be like new, look back or, throwback to Monster Hunter, and we play like this game and we play it a few times or whatever. I don't know if we could get to the end of them. We'll have to see on how we get to it, because some of them are really challenging to get to the end of. But I am excited. I'm very, very much excited about it. I cannot wait. I'm gonna explode just thinking about it. Like, it's like I'm about to bust. That's me with Monster Hunter right now. Also, there's been a lot of people that have been talking about Monster Hunter and like, why is it that every Monster Hunter update it gets worse? Apparently you have to delete the cache shaders and then it updates it and then it's fine. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they do it like that. They gotta change that. That's really weird. Or at least with the update, like, shouldn't it override it, or maybe even delete that one for you and then place the new one in there? I don't know. It should. Capcom do it automatically so we don't have to do that. I haven't been doing that, and my game still runs pretty fine. I mean, there has been a hiccup here and there, but it's not bad. It's not like awful, right? If it does, then I'll just go in and delete it and then re-download it, and it should be fine. Well, not delete the thing, but delete the shader cache, and then it should be fine. Because a lot of people were saying that was the problem, and people are like, this game is so not optimized. I'm going to be honest out here. I don't know what it is with game companies nowadays and not optimizing their stuff. Because I'm going to be honest. Out here. They can 100% optimize it way better. But also I think that people are just not changing their settings. You might have to change your settings because maybe your PC just is not able to run it at the current thing that you think it is. You might need to turn some things down. Because even mine, like, even though that it runs at like 60 FPS, even though that it runs at that, it doesn't mean that I should be like having everything on ultra high and everything, you know? I do believe I have turned some things down because I didn't want it to be like too extreme. So there is that. I think it just depends on what you want to do and how you want to go about doing it. That's mainly what it is at the end of the day. But apparently Monster Hunter right now, I literally looked on Steam, and on Steam it has mostly negative reviews because everybody's talking about the damn performance. Oh, also, a lot of people are complaining there's not much to do at the end of the game. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. They haven't the game isn't fully out yet. This is what they do, okay? One, it does prolong the life period of Wilds because it keeps adding stuff. They keep adding things for free. You don't have to pay for it. It comes with the game. Unless it's the DLC, then yeah, you have to pay for the DLC. But for the most part, with it, a lot of people I feel like are crashing out for no reason. Monster Hunter is updating as it currently is. And I know a lot of people are complaining. They're like, well, why isn't the game fully out yet? And I'm like, guys, if they did make everything and then put the game out there, y'all would be complaining that once you finished it all, that there would be nothing left for you to do until the DLC comes out in a year. Instead, they are giving you little breadcrumbs here and there throughout the entirety of the year before the DLC comes out, and then the DLC is gonna have title updates as well, meaning you're gonna have 8 free updates. 8 of them. That's if you buy the DLC, of course. 8. That is a lot of free updates where they're adding in a bunch of stuff. And most of the DLC that's currently available is cosmetic. It's not, you don't need it in the game. You can buy it if you want, but you don't have to, right? So I'm just like, why are you all complaining? Why are you all mad? And I swear, the same people that are posting all these negative reviews, talking about the optimization and stuff, are still gonna pick up and play the game when the title update 2 comes out. I swear to you, that's how it's gonna be. And they're all mad now, and then they're gonna be crawling on back when the title update comes out because, oh boy, it's Lagiacrus, we gotta go fight Lagiacrus. So I know that's how they're gonna play their stuff. I just know how it is, which is kind of dumb. It's really dumb. Why do you do it like this? Why can't you just enjoy it as it is? So, however, the thing is, they keep comparing Monster Hunter Wilds, and then they go, oh, but World. I'm like, World is fully out. It has all the updates. Of course there's a lot of things to do because it has everything. All the stuff is out. My brothers in Christ. Of course it has everything. Of course, because it's already fully out. All the title updates are completed. They're done. Actually, I do need to go back and play in World because I do want to get to the guiding lands, and I do want to possibly try and get to, I'm trying to remember what the other stuff was. There's other monsters I have to fight. I haven't gotten to Fatalis on that. I will admit that. Maybe we might pop back into World here and there to just like kind of grind in there. So it's not Wilds completely. Just kind of popping back and forth between different things when we want to. And yeah. Anyways. Oh, I'm gonna stretch a bit. Stretch. Stretch here, stretch there, stretching back, and forward. I actually have like, the way I sleep at night has just been hurting the back of my, mostly my upper back, and actually surprisingly my chest area down my diaphragm has been hurting a lot more. Not my diaphragm. There's like another part of your chest, and right there has been hurting like a lot. I will say I do have big tatas, and sometimes big tatas mean big hurties. So that's how it be. And you know what? That's just something I gotta deal with being, yes, I will say this much. I do think that what I have on my model is maybe a little bit bigger than what I actually have, or about the same. I try to make my VTuber model very much based off of myself and my own size, because then when people see me, then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you kind of look like your VTuber. It's like, yeah, so I don't shock anybody, you know. But I will say, with exercising and stuff, I am trying to also lose a little bit of weight here and there, but it is hard. It is very hard and very difficult for me to stay on track with doing exercises. The walking, amazing. Could do that amazingly. Exercising? I try. I at least try to do it. And the thing is me trying is better than me not trying at all. And that's what I keep in mind. So, yay. Oh my goodness. It is getting hot in here. Oh my goodness, it's 82 in here. What is the temperature supposed to be today? I should check this. Maybe I need to go grab fan coon. Hold on a second. Oh! Apparently it's gonna be 88 degrees today and nobody told me. And I'm like, huh? Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? Apparently it is getting hot in here. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna take my socks off. Oh, how scandalous. Usually when it's very hot, I shouldn't be wearing socks. You actually shouldn't be wearing like a lot. Well, you should definitely be wearing less. You could be wearing less clothes, or wear clothes that are more flowy and not sticking to your body. But oh my goodness. It's weird out here. Okay, so let me explain some things. So during certain months, especially in June, we have this thing called June gloom, where during the mornings, it is cold. It is cold during the morning, and there's just overcast. It's all clouds, it's all gloomy, and then later on, of course, the sun heats it up and breaks up the cloud layer, and then you have your warm day. So out here, basically, our weather is so weird that it doesn't know whether it wants to be spring, fall, or winter or summer. Like, it can't decide. So it just decides to go through all 4 seasons in a day. Why? I don't know why. It's just weird. It's just a weird thing. I wish it didn't do that. I wish that it was more concise and just clear cut on when summer is, when winter is, and when spring happens. I will say we don't really have much of fall around here. It kind of just is like cold or hot. Which one do you want? Well, sometimes there's also frozen, but you know, we gotta let that go. So it's weird out here. Sometimes it can be extremely hot. It's been hot, but it's been humid too. I don't know why it's deciding to be like Miami, Florida. That's like kind of sometimes what it feels. Because you walk outside and you kind of feel a little sticky. And I'm like, ew, it's the humidity. And humidity makes my hair frizz up sometimes like a puffball. Not completely, but it does make it frizzy. Fun fact, I actually don't have curly hair. I do have wavy hair. That's why a lot of my hair is like the way that I draw it. Because it does naturally, when I wash my hair and I let it air dry, this is what it looks like without the braids. Actually, no joke though, my hair actually does look very similar to how I have it on my model. And the reason being is just because it does get hot and I need it to be short because I have very, very thick hair. My hair is very thick. But underneath all of my hair, I actually have gotten like a shave under it. You know, like how some people do like those undercuts? I have a undercut all in the back of my head. And still, my hair is so thick, you cannot tell. You cannot tell it has an undercut, which is absolutely hilarious. That is how thick my hair is. My hair is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. It's thicker than my thick thunder thighs. That is how thick my hair is. And I have absolutely hated my hair since I was a child. If I could shave all of it off and be bald, I would. But at the same time, I also like styling my hair. So, there's nothing I guess I can do about that. But yeah, for the most part, it's like I want to, you know, have it be less. But even when I try and make it less, it just doesn't. It doesn't want to be less. I also did finally give myself my bangs back. I actually didn't have these curtain bangs that I used to have, but now I do. I got them back. Which is nice. Which is very nice. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much longer I can talk. My throat's kind of like giving out. Not giving out too much, but like it's I have to drink so much water now in order to keep it up. Well, you know what I probably shouldn't have done is I shouldn't have probably drank my coffee. So I drank coffee, but then I had some decaf coffee that I've been drinking, which has milk and sugar in it, and that is not really good when trying to talk for a really long time. So, yeah. Probably shouldn't have done that. And yet, here I am. Here I am doing all of this stuff when I shouldn't be. I haven't actually touched this. I've just been mainly drinking water, though. I will say I'm very good about drinking water, especially considering it's going to be 88 degrees. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. By the way, 88 degrees Fahrenheit, just to not scare all of the people that are in Celsius. It does get pretty hot out here, and definitely during the summertime. I've even been thinking that I might change my schedule because it gets hot. And I actually used to stream, so when I first started streaming, I used to have my schedule be at 2 p.m. And that's how it was for like a really long time. And then I changed it to being, I used to stream at 4, and then I changed it to 2. Because I would basically stream and then I would go to bed. Which, to be fair, you know, some streamers do that, but I was just like, I kind of don't want to be streaming that late. I just don't feel comfortable streaming that late anymore because I want to have time to myself before I go to bed. I want, basically how my streaming schedule is right now is it gives me time to just relax before stream and kind of prepare a little bit more, and then to relax after stream as well. And considering after stream I have to do VOD scrubbing anyways to get good clips and stuff like that. Not every stream I do it with. Like, maybe this stream I might get like 1 or 2. Most just chatting streams, I don't really get much in clips and stuff, just because there's not really like a whole lot of stuff, you know? Because we're mainly chatting here. It's like, there's a lot of chats. A lot of chat. But there's not anything like really cool or grand to kind of like talk about stuff, you know? So, yeah. And then you sometimes get to the moments where you kind of like don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm gonna be honest, I do find it hard to continue talking and talking and talking. That's why for the most part, like, I can only stream maybe about 3 hours. Because I either 1, run out of things to talk about, or 2, I start running out of steam. Because I just can't keep going for that long. I don't have a very much grand amount of endurance. The other thing is too, is I feel I can stream longer when I can feed off of chat. When I get a live response back from the community, and it's kind of hard when there's not a lot of people talking, though I do love lurkers. I don't mind people lurking in my stream all the time. I really don't mind that. I understand that not everybody can be chatting and not everybody can be talking, because, you know, people are going on about their lives. And I think for the most part, the reason I'm trying to do these just chatting streams as well is to allow myself to just talk, to just ramble, to talk about random things and a bunch of different things. And you know what I forgot to talk about that I actually do want to, which goes back to me talking about books and reading. Have you guys seen the Lego Booknooks? Lego's making Booknooks. Okay, I actually do have a Booknook. I need to take a picture of it and probably post it up in the Discord. I did make a Booknook, and it's those like wooden Booknooks. The wooden ones that are like the DIY, like you have to put it together. It had so many tiny pieces. My hands hurt from making it. It took me like 2 weeks to make it, because I was kind of working on it on and off here and there. So there were some days where I wasn't working on it, and then I went back and worked on it more. But that thing, oh my goodness. I think it was like a starting thing of how I knew I cannot make Gundams. I do not have the patience, nor do I have the apparently delicateness to make it. But I eventually did make the Booknook. So I built it, I finished it, and I have it up actually in a bookshelf, being used like it's supposed to be used as a Booknook. So, but then I saw the Lego ones and I was like, ooh, those ones are very nice. And I think that they're definitely going to be a lot easier than these stupid Booknooks that I see, like the DIY making wooden ones that I see all of the time. Because the wooden ones are really nice. I do think that they're really great, but also at the same time, I don't think that they're amazing. Because again, they're very hard for people when you kind of don't know really what you're making. So it's a little bit complex as well. And I don't particularly like that. I don't think it's bad. I think it's more of there's a lot to do with them, and I think that the Lego Booknooks are going to be a little bit more simpler. I'm not saying 100% simpler, but I think they're going to be simpler than those Booknooks that I got or that one book nook that I got. So yeah, I just hope that it ends up being better. Apparently a lot of people don't really like the Balrog one, where it's the Lord of the Rings Balrog scene. And yes, I do think that that little book nook could be better. However, I think, you know, it's their first try at it, so I don't think it's gonna be amazing for the first try. And honestly, I think that it works better as a more fuller display piece than it would have as a book nook. I'm gonna be honest. I think that the Balrog one could have been better. Let me actually find the Balrog one. Lord of Rings. Rings book. There's actually some book nooks that are really great. Hold on. Let me place this over here so I can see this. Lego. Cause let me see. What's this one? So let me just like. Oop! No, don't do that. Don't do that. Can I just... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna just bring it into VTube. Let me just bring it into VTube really quickly so you can kind of see it. So download. Oop. Load. Don't. It's kind of hard. It's gonna be pixelated, but this is the Balrog. This is the Balrog book nook, and I like how it opens like this. I do wish that there was like some sort of background to it, because the display looks like it has like some sort of background behind the wings besides these like stupid fire things. I think if it had like a fuller panel here in the background and maybe had like something else here in the background, or just had like a black, like a plain black background behind the Balrog. Well, then again, I guess the black wouldn't really do well, but something, a darker color, maybe a darker gray behind the Balrog, I think would have been better in order to really showcase just the Balrog itself. And again, the box, look at the box. The box looks like it has some sort of backing to it, but then the actual set doesn't. And I'm like, you could have put that on the actual set, and I think it would have been a better set. So again, this is one of the first ones that they're doing, so I'm not surprised that it is this way. I just wish that there was more that they could have done with it. So that's my personal take on it. Again, not a bad book nook. I just think that it could have been executed a lot better. Like some other people were saying, like this could have been executed better, and I agree with them. However, for Lego's first foray into it, I think that's fine. They do also have a Sherlock Holmes one, and a lot of people have been saying like that one looks like there's a lot going on, but I think it's a little too much going on. Because when it's closed, yeah, you can look down the street, but there's no lights. There's no lights on there or anything like that. So you can't really see in it at night. Now, there's plenty of other book nooks that people have made, or there's like the DIY wooden ones that you can make that do have some electronics to it, and you can turn it on so it's like lit and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust myself with electronics. I don't trust myself. You should see the terrible work that I have with the book nook. That one was really hard. Like barely anything fit into itself. It was bad. I don't know how I was able to fit stuff into it. Some stuff is like really loose. Some stuff like fit perfectly. It was a nightmare to try and make everything work. So much gluing. At that point, I was like, where's the super glue? That's how it ended up being. However, again, I do like that they're making more stuff for it. So that's always a good thing when they're branching out a little bit more. Now, trying to remember. Oh yeah. So some other things that are upcoming. Apparently my stream, my affiliate anniversary, I guess, is coming up soon, which is in July. And I've been thinking about like doing something for it, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of don't want to. I know a lot of people might be like, what, you should do something. And I'm like, well, I could do like a subathon or something, but honestly, I kind of don't really want to do much. I don't know why. I just haven't been feeling like doing subathons or anything like that, because I'm gonna be honest, I think when you have a really small community, it just kind of feels weird to do a subathon or something like that. That's just kind of how I feel about it. It's not that I don't want to celebrate, and I think that we can celebrate by just having fun and just playing around. Maybe we'll play like something that we can all play together. Maybe I could get like a web fishing or something. We just do web fishing. I don't know. Not that we can all play together. Actually, a game that I've been really looking forward to is the sled game. Yes, it's called the sledding game, and I really, really want to do it. It's kind of like web fishing, but you're just sledding around. And I hope that it comes out soon, but it's being made by one person. I've been following the development of it, and I don't know when it will come out, but whenever it comes out, I'm definitely going to be buying it and we're going to play it. It's just a chill kind of stream. I mean, chill kind of game, and I just want to play it because I want to have fun. I want to play it. I wanna just have fun. Just have fun, do fun things. Anyways. Actually, fun thing that we are going to be doing is on Saturday. So on Saturday, I was gonna play Monster Hunter, but then I was like, you know what? I've been seeing this game called Date Everything. And there's a demo out for it, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to play through the demo and just see. And depending, we might do a full playthrough of it. I don't know how long the playthrough will be, but we'll just see where it goes. I just want to see everything. I've seen some clips, and it just makes me want to play the game more. I've been trying to scroll away so I don't see any spoilers or anything. So I'm trying to stay pretty spoiler free from stuff. I have seen some things, but I'm trying to stay away from a lot of it, just to make sure that I don't spoil myself and that we just have fun by exploring it together. Also, another game that I do want to play that's been in my library for a while is A Date with Death. So we might put that on the roster at some point. And I don't really do many of these visual novel games, mostly because most of the time I don't feel like very connected or engaged with them, because a lot of the times, you know, you have to voice the character yourself. And it seems like with this one, you don't really have to do that much, because it's all voiced. Like Date Everything is all voiced, and A Date with Death, I believe, is also voiced as well. And depending on things, I might buy the DLC for not Date Everything, for A Date with Death. Because I need to understand the I need to understand why A Date with Death, why everyone calls him baby. I need to understand this. I need to do it for research. Actually, if you're very old on the channel, I did do a playthrough of the what was it, like Colonel Sanders. It was like a KFC dating sim that was actually made by KFC, like the actual company. So I have played that before. It was a long time ago. I don't know if the video is somewhere around there on the YouTube VOD somewhere. I believe it is. It's probably buried in there, so you're gonna have to look for it, but I do have it. It's very funny. But if we can just play like one of those games and just kind of have fun and just enjoy ourselves a little bit, you know. I want to do more kind of relaxing games and other games besides that of Elden Ring and Monster Hunter, just to kind of like spice up things a little bit. Just spice it up a little bit. Got a little bit of spice in your life, you know. I don't know why I suddenly went southern. I don't know. Sometimes my southernness comes out and there's nothing I can do to turn it off. It just comes out. It comes and it goes. And there it goes. It's gone. There it goes. Goodbye. And does anyone else have an accent that every once in a while it just comes out and then you just cannot turn it off, and then all of a sudden just goes away and it's like, okay, well, here it comes and there it goes. There she goes. There she goes again. Why do I always end up breaking out into song? I don't understand. I feel like most of my streams are just me talking about stuff and then all of a sudden song, and then it becomes a musical. My streams are just musicals. Well, you know what? I've been in theater before, so yeah. I actually love musicals, but I'm terrible at singing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a really bad singer. However, I am trying to work probably on doing a cover of a song. I'm gonna do a full acapella cover, because the thing is that there's a lot of things that actually go into doing covers, and you have to get like a lot of rights and a lot of other things to okay with people. But I'm like, well, if I really transform it, is it okay? So I'm gonna do it fully a cappella, not using any sheet music, and just from what I remember about the song. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be fun. Like, I'm gonna do it just because it's fun. And I think within content, like, I want to just sometimes make a video that's just a funny video that is just meant to be fun. Because if I just make videos that are always about my VODs and, you know, taking my videos and editing them down, I feel like I'll end up burning myself out a lot more. But if I can do something like this, I think it will end up being a lot better for me, and just reminding myself to have fun. And I think for the most part with content creation, once you get to a certain point, stuff doesn't feel fun anymore. And right now, I sometimes don't feel like I'm having fun, even though I am having a blast with you all. Like, it's not you, it's me. that story of everybody's life. It's not you, it's me. Is it me you're looking for? Sorry. See, again, breaking out in the song. Always gotta break out in the song here and there. I try and make a lot of stuff about jokes and things, even though, like, there might be a lot of stuff going on. And I'm gonna be honest, there's been something that happened recently that actually brought up a lot of memories for me and kind of made me feel really bad. That's why the other day I posted out saying like, hey, does anybody have like some funny memes? Because I did really feel down because of something that happened with Jose. Nothing bad happened between us. It's just something happened to him and it brought up memories for me. Jose is fine. There was just some other stuff, personal things that happened, and it made me feel really bad because it brought up some memories for me, and I tried to stay positive about it. I did what I needed to get done yesterday and then just kind of relaxed and tried to focus on other things to not focus on that. But also, a lot of that stuff happened to me in the past, and so I can sympathize with what he's going through because I've gone through it. I feel like a lot of people have gone through it. I don't want to say what it is just because out of a courtesy for him, if he wants to talk about it, he can, but it did happen recently, so I know that he doesn't want to talk about it, and I won't say anything more than that it was just something personal, and I just felt really down about it. And honestly, I was like kind of thinking of canceling stream today, not because anything too bad, it was just more of, it brought up some stuff, and it brought up more memories than I thought it would, because it wasn't just about what had happened to him had also happened to me. It also is that the thing that had happened brought up more other memories from my past that I don't really like to talk about too much, because I like to talk on stream a lot more about my happier memories, because I will say this much, I have gone through a lot in my life and it's been very hard for me to go through it, and I am working through it. I'm going through it. I'm getting help. So there's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes that you don't see, but I try to be present here in the moment and have fun with you all. And I'm trying to disconnect more from social media and everything. Not because I don't want to stop making content, but more of for my own well-being, because I want to be happy and embrace all of you and build a fun, awesome community together. And that's what I want to focus on, is just having happy, awesome memories with you guys and just having fun. I want us to be entertainment. I mostly like being entertaining. I like being just a goofy, happy monkey on screen sometimes. And yeah, that's mainly how it is. I think it's just like, I've always liked doing live theater, but I've always liked hearing people's laughs and having a laugh. And during a lot of times, like darker times in my life, I watched a lot of YouTubers, and watching those YouTubers did help me to get through a lot of things. And I thank them. I do. And one of them was Markiplier. That's why I'm super obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. It's because of him. And actually, I try to be like him sometimes in most of how I just make content and think about making content, which is me having fun and recording videos or streaming here and just having fun with you guys. That's what I want to do. I mean, there's plenty of other great things that I want to do and accomplish as well, like, you know, making comics, making more art and stuff, and maybe eventually making like analog horror or something like that. And that's like always a side project I've kind of wanted to do a little bit here and there. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Maybe sometime in the future. I kind of like experimented a little bit with having like a little thing, but never really went anywhere. I just kind of had fun. I just wanted to have fun, see what it was like to do. And I think I kind of enjoyed it. But I think in the future, I want to do like something more, you know, I want to invest more into it. But that's when I have like time. When I have more time to invest towards it, then I'll start putting more time into it. But right now, I kind of want to invest more time into making content, doing content creation, see how that goes, and have fun with that, and enjoy my time here with you guys. That's what I want to do. And you know what? If I end up moving away from doing VTubing or maybe streaming less, like, I might be focusing more on other things. Like, so if we have a week where I'm streaming less, it's probably because I'm like trying to focus on a few other things. Maybe making videos, maybe I'm working on a model, who knows? Or maybe I'm working on some other cool content for you guys. So if there's ever a time where we're streaming less, it's mainly because of that. Also, okay, I don't know if anyone has noticed on the announcement for ad warnings, which is a 5-minute warning ahead of time. Has anyone noticed that I spelled things wrong? Because I noticed. It took a while. What do you think is spelled wrong? It's spelled wrong. It's also the wrong word. Okay, it's supposed to say an ad warning is imminent. Do you want to know what is spelled on here instead? Intominti. INTOMINTE. An ad is intominti. That's what it says. Why? The funny thing is, I don't want to change it. I just want to know. I just literally want to leave it there to see if anybody reads it. So then they go, am I having a brain aneurysm right now? Or is that spelled right? Oh, hold on a second. Mama Art's calling. Mama Art's bringing food home. That's why I was excited. That's why I was like, oh, I had to double check. I was like, is my mom still on the phone? No. Oh my goodness. But yay, food. Yippee, I'm gonna get some nice grub. Getting pasta. I know, some people will be like, didn't you just say that you were trying to lose weight and stuff like that? Look, I don't have pasta every single day. For the most part, my meals actually consist of mostly protein, fiber, and a little bit of carbohydrates. And when I mean a little bit, I mean like a little bit. It's not that much. Like, for lunch, I was supposed to have a bean, chicken, and bell pepper burrito. Or, well, technically it could also be a wrap. And instead, it has been sitting here. That is me letting it drop on the table. It has been sitting here since I started stream. Look. You know what? Food for tomorrow. That'll be breakfast tomorrow. By the way, it is in a container, thankfully. Okay? I did also heat it up. So. But I will put it away. I will put it away to make sure. But yes, it's been, look, Sometimes I also grab snacks for stream and they just sit here. But most of the time when it's a snack, I mostly have like nuts or something. Something that can actually stay out. Nuts or sometimes I grab grapes, but most of the time I do eat them. You know what I should have done? I should have grabbed some grapes. Wait, I don't think we have grapes. Sad. I'm gonna be honest, maybe with chatting streams I should get grapes. Just so I can have a grape here and there because they have hydration. Or get a watermelon. Have watermelon. And actually, I'm gonna run out of water. I'm literally running out of water. Well, at least it took like, you know, 2.5 hours to finally run out of water. But I have been sitting here. This is like a... What is this? I'm trying to look at how much water is in here. How much water can you hold? Are you like a 20? I don't know. I think this can hold like 20 ounces, which is a lot. So, yeah. I do try and keep myself mostly hydrated throughout the entirety of the day, especially when it's hot. And there is an ad that is going to be playing, so what I'm going to do is probably actually go on the Be Right Back screen and get some water. And you guys should probably take this chance to also just get snackies and take a break. Take a snack break as well. And yeah. So I am going to be right back. No. I'm gonna wait until the ads play. The only reason that I want to wait until the ads play is so that then it's like you're not really missing much. So I also gotta unlock the door for my mother. But yeah. And then I gotta think about more things to chat with you guys about. I actually do have a list. I'll open my phone and maybe look at the more of the list. Ad, when are you gonna play? Huh? I love Twitch. Twitch be weird because Twitch is like, oh yeah, an ad's gonna play, and then it's like counting down, and then it's like, okay, when is the ad playing? It just says ad starting soon. Okay, when? When does starting soon mean? It doesn't mean it's gonna start now. Is it gonna start later? Is it gonna start once I'm done talking? Like when? When is this gonna start? Cause like, there's no countdown anymore for me. It just says ad starting soon. Is there an ad right now? I don't even know. Well, if I ask, everyone's in ads, so, you know. So, or there's just people that... There we go, finally, ad break has played. Okay, I'm gonna go bathroom and I'm gonna go get water, and I'll be right back. on. I got my water. Got the water. Yeah, I know. I know I'm drinking. I know I have the coffee mug, but, you know, there's water in it. It's just steaming water for some reason. Actually, I have built up this thing to where even if the food is hot, I will still eat it. I will just like slurp it down. Everyone goes, what the heck? And I'm like, yeah, what? It's not that hot. It's not that hot. I can just eat it. But cold stuff, oh, that's a different story. Cold stuff, I can't do it. I have to. I've been using a certain like toothpaste because my teeth are very sensitive. But how I've been starting to use it a little bit more is like now my sensitivity has gone down so much more. So I was just apparently I was brushing my teeth wrong this entire time. Oh my gosh. I also use a water pick too, because for some reason the back of my gums go over my teeth in the back of my molars. The gum goes over one of my like last molar for some reason. I don't know why. It's just always done that. And funny enough, they actually said, hey, you know, there's a surgery we could do to remove it. And I was like, yeah, they did remove it before when they took my wisdom teeth out and it grew back. And they were like, oh. I was like, yeah, so there's really no point. My gums just want to be over those teeth for some reason. I do brush every single day, like morning and at night. And yet, you know, sometimes, you know, I guess the blood of my enemy is still just in there somewhere. So I gotta get it out with a water pick. Gotta get all in between all of these teeth, you know? Gotta get all in between here, you know? A normal, typical day for me. What the heck? Oh, okay. Mama Art is on her way home. That's why she called me. She was like, I have food. Do you want it? And I was like, yes. Then I don't have to worry about making food tonight. That's the best thing. Is like, some days I just don't. It's too hot. It's too hot. I just wanna focus on doing other things. What was this? I'm like looking through. Why is my dog barking? Oh, you know what? She probably thinks that my mom is home because I said, oh yeah, my mom's on her way home, and my dog must have heard it, and she is barking. She's just barkies. My dog is weird. So my dog sometimes will not bark to. So when we come home, we usually want her to be barking, right? Like it's just like her way of saying, I'm so glad you're home, if she barks. And she will bark at us if she hears us. However, with my mother, for some reason, she will not bark unless I say, Mama's home. And then she will proceed to run to the door and bark. And that is the only way that she does it. However, with me, she does it automatically. She doesn't need anyone to tell her. She just does it. And I'm like, why are you like this? However, on Mondays, she does realize that is grocery day and that I will always come back. But she never barks on those days. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. But every day when my mom goes to work and she comes home, my doggo always barks. So I probably should actually be ending off stream then if my mom is coming home, because I want to relax a little bit before my mom comes home. So let us see actually who we can raid. But I think I did good. I mean, we did last a little bit longer. We lasted a little bit longer on stream than I thought we would. So that's good. Again, I want to do more just chatting streams. I know that these are not going to be long streams as well, but I'm trying to enhance how long I talk. That's my thing. I must enhance it. I must enhance myself. It's like enhance, Jarvis, enhance this shit. So let me see right now who is available to be raided. Or if we should raid new people. Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever raided this person. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever raided this person. I think I followed them and then I just never raided them. You know what the funny thing is? I think that we've talked about everything. Ooh. I'm like crossing off everything that we basically talked about on stream today. And we got through a lot of it. I'm gonna have to find new things to talk about on stream for next time. Oh my goodness. Maybe I gotta start making more lists. Gotta make more lists. My texts weren't going through? What do you mean your texts weren't going through? No. Big sad. Big F in chat. Big F in chat for that. I posted a new pledge post, but nothing. Wait, what do you mean a new pledge post? Tito arrives very sad. Tito! Hello, Tito. Why are you sad? Why are we sad? Why are we sad? We shouldn't be sad. You're saying me. You shouldn't be sad. No one needs to be sad. My madam of the bottoms, I run out of tuna. No, you can't run out of tuna. Why did I say that like Lilo from Lilo and Stitch? The animated, not the live action. I can't feed Puff tuna. I'm sorry. I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't stop myself from that. The joke wrote itself. Look, I'm sorry, the joke wrote itself. I'm so sorry. But you are not Lilo, you are Stitch. I am definitely Stitch. Hi. No, I can't do a Stitch. Oh, Hana means family. No, that sounds like I don't know what that voice was. I have no idea what that friggin' voice was. That was definitely not
A
it.
devotee is checking in. To ensure check-in is complete, please give me your credit card.
Thank you for giving George your credit card. He will definitely misuse it. He will be irresponsible with it. I'm trying to see. Like see who else we can raid. I'm just clicking on people. I'm just like, this person looks nice. Oh, okay, this person also looks nice. Here's this. What is this? This one just gives me like other live chat. Interesting. I'm looking for like people to raid. There is somebody that I have found to raid who is doing a fundraiser. Who's like doing a
like my boy Sticks Amiga, now request her for you.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm like trying to figure out how to orient this so I can be able to see everything. Oh no, ads are playing right now for him. Oh no. Oh no. I hate it. But he is doing a fundraiser stream for men's wellness charity. Now, I know.
And yay, that thing is the worst insult in the universe that even make a robot grow up.
Oh my gosh. I actually forgot to talk about this. It is men's mental health awareness month, and go and kiss the homies. Make sure that you go and kiss the homies today. That's what you should do. Make sure that the homies got some flowers. Make sure that the homies are appreciated. Make sure that you appreciate your homies. That's what you must do. And definitely go and give them a kiss. Gotta kiss the homies. It's not gay. It's men's mental health awareness month. And also Pride month. So you know what? It's okay. It's not gay. It's just the month. The month is just gay. It's just gay. So you can be happy. But no, in all seriousness, you know, there's definitely, I do feel like, you know, just as much as anything right now, we should appreciate men. And we should appreciate them.
I don't need mental help, I have PC, is the same, but I can rage and I need tuna, and my homies who do want a friendly bare nickel fight inside a cinema. Tito Inel is ban of a cinema for that reason.
Oh my gosh. But they are raising some money for men's wellness charity. So for men's for the month, I'm guessing they're raising it for the entire month. If you want to donate, you can. They are doing a charity right now. If you can't donate, at least support them and talk about it more, because definitely needs to be discussed more. I know there is other months for Mental Health Awareness Month, but I think we all need to also take into accountability the men in our lives and make sure that they understand that they can also talk to you, because I will say men usually do not talk about their feelings a lot, and they need to understand that, hey, it's okay to talk about your feelings and emotion. I'm very happy and
I only saying that bare knuckle fight they drop popcorn, and that means war, and also remember to exercise your bottom, my madam of bottoms.
Oh my gosh. No, don't say that they're maidenless. No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I'm maidenless. I need to play more Elden Ring. I need to get more maidens. We need to play through Elden Ring so I can get a maiden. No, but for men, just I'm glad that I have a partner that's definitely very open about their emotions and expressing themselves. I
summon all the Tix fans of @put Tick Queen.
Puts on a serious hat. Yay, men. Yeah. Yes, men should be appreciated just as much as anybody else. Tick Queen. Yeah, because Jose thought it would be funny to call everybody my ticks as a short form of chaotix, because instead of calling you guys my chaotix, I call you guys my ticks. And I'm like, no. I mean, like, sometimes you guys tick me off a little bit, but that's that's a respectful ticking off, you know? Oh my god.
And also when you say to me the argument that you are a mummel, and I say but mummels have ticks.
Yeah. And then I said like I'm based off of a mammal, because technically order is based off of an insect, so I'm based off of mammals. Technically also marsupials, but well, marsupials have ticks too, I guess. This does not mean I am a furry. Just okay. Just because I'm based off of a mammal does not mean that I am a furry that has ticks. We are not doing
You
this.
also have the title of the Lovecraftian stomper only saying Zerif 5 Magnifico.
Guys, I want to go eat. I want to relax. I want to go. I gotta go. I also want to go because it is starting to get really hot in here, and even though I have water and stuff, I still don't want to have any heat related problems. So, and my mind slowly turns to mush. The more, the hotter I am, the more brain become mush. It literally melts and slides right off. The true thing of I have no brain cells.
Eat a tuna salad with some boiled eggs and is obviously hot. You are hot and we are hot. The ticks of the madam of thickness.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, let me get the raid started for everybody. So let me get the raid message going. Flash and raid, and then let me make sure. Oh no, not that. Don't grab all of that. I don't need all of that. Oh, hello, Sleepy. Hi. Where? Sleepy scare. My gosh. Anyways, we're gonna be rating little Naikoto. I'm sorry, I've mispronounced his name a lot. He does make a lot of different music. He is also eldritch horror kind of VTuber. He's currently playing through Elden Ring Night Rain right now with some friends, and he of course is raising money for the men's wellness charity. So again, if you want to donate, you can. If you can't donate, then I highly recommend that you definitely spread your word or just lurk in the channel in order to get more people to be looking at it and have some fun. Because remember, appreciate men. All right? We must always appreciate men. Appreciate the man in your life. Appreciate all the men in your life. Okay? Appreciate them. Anyways, the rest of the week, by the way, on Thursday, we're going to be doing some art, and on Saturday, we are going to be doing the demo of the game Date Everything. So if you want to see me date inanimate objects, you better be stopping by. And anyways, as I always say, may the stars guide you until next time. Goodbye, everybody.